Hi, welcome to the Elemental Valentine's Day reading we're going to do here. All right, so I figured why not just do an entire reading since I was going to do a bonus anyways and just make it about love. So we're going to do a few different things and it's going, I don't know, we're going to see what happens. So always use your own discernment and just be open-minded to whatever messages come through and if I think of anything else. There's a lot that I missed when I was doing my last readings and watching it back. I had a lot of thoughts to add, so thought I'd tell some stories. Try to make this sort of quick, but watch it as you have time, and messages might apply later to you as well. So yeah, just kind of go with it. And these cards are giving me some trouble, so just one card for the reading. The Fool. You must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, find your eternity in each moment. Henry David Thoreau. And this is the Jester with a Lute by Franz Hals, 1624-1626, Paris. So. And on the bottom is the Six of Wands. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. It's a football game. It's very hard not to want to try to mess with your hair when you're okay. So anyways, I thought that I would pull some cards from this Shakespeare's flower deck, just a regular deck of cards, and for each sign, I guess we'll start with fire signs. Maybe you need some inspiration for a Valentine's Day bouquet. Flew out. 9 of Hearts, the Musk-Rose for fire signs, and stick musk-roses in thy sleek, smooth head. Sorry. A Midsummer's Night Dream. So that's a suggestion for fire signs for Valentine's Day flowers to give by yourself, to enjoy. Okay, let's do air signs next. No. Oh. 10 of Hearts. Okay, so air signs. Hyssop. So that if we will plant nettles or sow lettuce, set hyssop. Othello. Do earth signs next. Earth sign flowers. Flower suggestion. Nine of Clubs. Here's flowers for you. Hot lavender, mints, savory, marjoram, winter's tale, and savory. So something a little different. And for water signs. The Joker, Vetch, Ceres. That's funny. I was just looking up what Ceres and Pallas in a birth chart meant today. Something I haven't really looked into, and there's some interesting things there. Some things having to do with creative intelligence, and Pallas Athena, and just some more Greek mythology fun facts that you might be interested in looking into as well. So Vetch looks like this. And it says, Ceres, most bounteous lady, thy rich leas of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas. The Tempest. So there's a lot of purples. Some more reddish purples, more purpley, bluish purples. Yellow is an accent color. Some subtle orange and green. All right. All right, so, and this is the card I pulled last time. I looked it up, and I thought it'd be nice for Valentine's Day. It's short. It actually means love. From 1895. This painting, it's backwards, but this painting originates as sample for the book published by Gerlach and Schnick of Vienna under the name Allegory und Emblem. The book was defined by historicisms, a collective of samples concerning the form and vocabulary. Love is divided in 3 compartments. The frame is transferred onto the canvas and decorated with roses, symbolizing love over a golden background. In the center, a young lady with her head tilt back and closed eyes in the arms of her lover in expectation of a kiss. Nice. All right. I also looked up whether or not any of the planets that I pulled from the 3-card deck, energy planet sign deck, before, if any of them were actually in those signs. And funny enough, a lot of them were, especially the first one. I remember Mars and Virgo in the 2nd house. And that actually is the case. So this time I didn't pull them beforehand, but so you can see that, nothing here is manipulated. So I thought we'd see what kind of Valentine's Day energies we can perhaps expect. So, planets, there we go. And that's the moon. In sign. In Pisces. A lot of watery energy so far. And in what house, what area of life? The 1st house. So. Oh, and I was going to say this. Amy, if you're watching this, I got this in the mail. Thank you. So cute. This girl is great at being on top of I say things that really come out very sexually. I don't mean to, but she's really good she's really on top of sending out, cards for. Sorry, Amy. That's really sweet. Thank you. All right. Get it together. Let's do spiritual intuitive, feminine advice for the ladies, maybe. And again, it goes spiritual, mental, physical. So, the nurturing of spirituality to ultimately experience who you are. To think over feelings caused by trusting your psychic knowledge of your desires. And physically, reactions resulting from the indecision of or about your actions. So yeah, it's kind of saying, kind of go with your gut. You're wondering if you should ask that person out for Valentine's Day date, saying, indecision, go with it. Actions to take, let's see if it agrees. Defend your dreams immediately. Accept your idealization of the way you project yourself. And let your feelings tell you how to be a part of something overwhelming and do it on your own. If any of that advice applies to you, Sorry, when I'm a little bit silent, I'm trying to, listen and not just give random advice, but, or messages, but just sort of actually have, something to say other than what's already been said. So, maybe you're connecting with someone on a more spiritual level, the nurturing of spirituality to ultimately experience who you are. Maybe that's something. I don't know, these cards are kind of putting me off for some reason. I don't know. The moon is all about your feelings, your emotions. And Pisces is a very psychic sign. I think it depends on how you add it up, but Pisces is my midpoint, sun, moon, midpoint. In the first house. So maybe if you've looked up your birth chart, any of those energies make sense to you, and maybe they're actually in those houses right now, and I'll look those up later and see. Anyways, I did mention this rosary that you could buy in Ephesus in my last video, and I found it today. It's silver. It's really pretty. I've been really into simplistic vintage jewelry. Like this ring is my grandma's from her high school ring from 1930, and I think this is also hers. I don't close, but I think it means joy. It's jade. I don't know. It's really pretty. I got lucky with inheriting these things. I thought maybe I'd do one more I Ching because that seemed to be pretty. Valentine's Day advice, guidance for the highest and greatest good of all. And that's the Tower, or 16. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there might be some breakups. Or you might meet the love of your life. Something that just comes into your life and is a little bit of a shock. I see the lightning. Oh, I grabbed two. 16 and 55, maybe this one's important too. I see the two lightning bolts. And the splitting apart of either two people or one thing, or kind of like that, I don't know, what's it called, like just maybe magnetic attraction too. But something like this usually comes into your life and shakes things up. Clears the way, makes a clearing for new perspectives, for new people, maybe you're taking things to the next level with your sweetheart. Just kind of everyone getting on the same page, and so that there can be progress. Just kind of leveling the playing field in a way. And I don't know how I went with that, but I'll put the descriptions again below, or the links to the descriptions. Square within a circle. It reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what this card is yet. I haven't looked it up. I don't have the I Ching completely memorized, but it reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot. Whatever these mean are probably signs. So I think it's basically saying it could go either way. It's the wheel spins either way. So sometimes we're on the upswing, sometimes we're on downswing, but the wheel always keeps spinning. It always keeps spinning, which means there's always hope, regardless of where you find yourself right now. So 55 is a 10, and 16 ends up being a 7, and so then that's either 17 or an 8. I think maybe it's saying make Valentine's Day, or whenever you see this video, special, magical. I just see twinkling lights and kind of like starlight, romantic, candlelight. Let there be that spark, that lightning bolt of, attraction. This also has an arrow, I just noticed. Sometimes there's I might come back to those. On the bottom, there was, wait a second. This is 6, I'm sorry. The dash looks like a 1. I don't know if you can see that. This is 16 on the bottom, so that's, I don't know what they exactly mean, but I can imagine that there's some sort of, I think in the runes it's called Hagalas. It's consistent throughout tarot, runes, I Ching. Like there's the point where, something changes. So be open to change, kind of see where people are coming from. Be open to something coming into your world or leaving your world. Everything usually works out for the best. So, so it's like double lightning might be a very powerful, especially since 8 usually kind of denotes power, powerful energy. There might be a lot of just sparks, and this continues to come up, this Tower. So I think in almost every one of the readings, maybe not all the elemental readings, but all the others have had Tower. So I guess maybe, saying also be careful. Just if you don't want to get pregnant, be careful. One of either way, things go either way. It's all about choice. So I was going to bring this up at the end, I think, but having to do with choice. Sorry, I'm like really playing with my hair tonight. I don't know. I feel very fussy. Yeah, having to do with choice and everything going on right now, and women's rights and pro-choice. Not, I think, and this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I think for conservatives, those that are pro-life and not pro-choice, the only thing I would have to say to that is that I think, the fundamental, the very original concept we were given was choice, to eat the apple from the tree of life or not. We were given free will. And that should be the underlying, bottom line, I think, since that was the fundamental value that we were given, according to most conservative belief systems. So, and every time we make a choice, we are creating, whether it's, choosing between a fabric or a color, or choosing a different way to go home that day from work, each choice is a decision. It's an act of creation, because then we create our path, we create our day, we create, then it adds up to be our week, our year, our life, and we create our world. So, far be it for anyone, I think, to play God in that sense and say and take away choice from someone, regardless of the issue. Everyone should have the choice, and I think it should pretty much end there. I know if anyone thinks that's not, I don't know. If anyone has a problem with that, I would then just refer to what Jesus said when he was brought, a prostitute was brought to Jesus as a test, because it was, outlawed, and asked what he should do. And he said that, the first one who hasn't sinned, throw the first stone. So really, that's my opinion when it comes to that, because, I had been pregnant, and I wasn't given the choice. I didn't know, and I had 2 miscarriages. So, nothing's wrong with me. I'm perfectly healthy. I've actually never really been sick. But I wasn't given the choice, and that just made me realize that it is so important that we have choice, and that shouldn't be taken away from anyone. That's my opinion. That's usually what I've been referring to when I said, lightning strikes twice. Most things are analogies and metaphors, so I think that that should be something that people take into account when they're, reading other people's stories, narratives, what they share online, because our goal, I think, should be to lift everyone up and support women through each stage, good, bad, or ugly, and make women feel confident and love, not, turn their personal upsets, tragedies, whatever, into ad campaigns or something like that. So, unless you know the whole story, unless you can put yourself in other people's shoes, or try to see things from a different perspective, I think that, I've seen some things lately, and I'm not gonna say anything, but I think that it's important that people know it's not just about me, but these are your customers. These are, we don't do that. We don't turn people's, personal sorrows into a mockery. We don't do that. So, to the person who had a little ship illustration and hermit girl and whatnot, I don't know who you are, but you're on a timeout in my book until that's changed. But yeah, I think it's all about either going with change, going with the flow, or avoiding it altogether, so that there's no hard feelings or miscommunications, that kind of thing. Always good to keep in mind for Valentine's Day. You want it to be fun and romantic, and yeah. Okay, so, I did talk about this in the last one, so I'm going to do it. Who doesn't love this book, whether you're traveling in your mind or traveling, actually, think of these as little tidbits of fun to take with you, or suggestions. Again, I guess we'll start with fire signs. Fire signs, and that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, by the way, if you didn't know. Fire signs. Where will fire signs go? Oh, it's a long one. Trying to remember. Oh, I hope I remember which ones. This was for fire signs, right? See if any of these match up. That might be fun. Got some yellow in there. I feel like I'm reading, bedtime stories to people. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. A place you could sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right? Or right and 3/4? Or maybe not quite. Or go around back and sneak in from behind. Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make up his mind. There's that indecision that we were talking about earlier. Not sure which card it was. I'll find it. I'll actually write these out because they're kind of like little fortunes and it's kind of fun. they might apply later too. They might, sometimes you just kind of recall things and it's like weird. Yeah, so, and then also for each signs, trying to make it, I was going to pull a rune and sometimes just like throw it and see if there's like a clarifier type thing. Runes are Norse, a Norse divination tool. Odin was said to have created the runes, bringing language to people. And the reason I incorporated runes into my dance plays, meditation thing that I need to probably come up with a good name for, but the reason why they were incorporated into that system is because there are 24 in the runic alphabet that I could then correspond with sounds and consonants and gestures within cued speech, which is a phonetic way of teaching someone who is hard of hearing how to read lips and to speak. It was easier for me to do it that way. You could actually like correspond sounds to gestures and whatnot that, again, level the playing field, finding that common ground between these different subjects and areas, but also being able to then divide it up into 2 years or 12 months, or 8 notes, or the 8 lunar cycles, or, so everything corresponds. And I think I'm going to do a separate video, just going through kind of a little backstage look at what goes into that system, and how it so far for me has been, I found to work best, and just kind of talk about perceptual learning. It's this is a whole other subject, so I thought I would introduce that, but then also you don't have to watch it if you're not interested. You're just here, right? You might just be here to, get your fortune right, and you're like, oh, what's this perceptual learning stuff? So, for fire signs, for this page, fire signs. This is, I think it's Pertho. Sorry, my nails are not that good right now. Pertho, it's the dice. It's the dice cup. It's kind of like a lucky. It means luck and a lot of other things, but it's kind of like, it goes back to when people would roll a dice cup and play a game of chance. So I think all of this is like mind maker up, or make up your mind. If you go in, should you turn left or right 3/4? Go around back, sneak in from, it's simple as not, I'm afraid you will find. So it's kind of saying like, also, if you go back to that playlist that I made, that also, by the way, I'm sort of reworking, trying to make it a little bit more suitable or general for people. But there is, where is I going with that? Sorry, I'm a little ADD sometimes. I completely lost my train of thought. Something about that playlist. Oh my God, it's really gonna bother me. I think it's just saying, roll the dice, go with it. There's multiple ways, multiple directions that you could go, decisions that you could make. Maybe you're just trying to find what restaurant to go to, just kind of do this thing and just go. It's not about the, it's not about, the restaurant or anything like that. In the end, it's who you're with. So let that be your guiding advice. But yeah, about that playlist. I named it originally the Magic Leda playlist because it reminded me of like the Magic School Bus. And if those you don't know, maybe I'll put a link below there. But yeah, it's a little bit provocative. Thing, the mythology is that Leda is actually raped by Zeus, who is a swan. So there's a little bit of like, weird things going on there. But I think, as I've been saying, everything is a metaphor. And sorry, I need a haircut. And if we think of it as birds, carry messages, or thought to be like spirit, and to be in spirit is to be inspired, or vice versa. And so that's kind of more how I thought of the Leda mythology, of being inspired and filled with spirit, and that she eventually gave birth to Helen of Troy, and he started the Trojan War, and all these things were kind of coming together for a while. But yeah, in any case, I want that playlist to be a guide for you, in a way, a more accessible form of divination, or just entertainment as well, but to just kind of go with it, let it, maybe put it on shuffle, and see if there's any signs and symbols in the videos or the song titles or anything like that. And right now, a lot of the videos kind of overlap. There's a lot of songs that could work for a few different things, which I've been kind of trying to show how everything is so connected, but at the same time, getting it in order, and we'll kind of keep it lively and switch it out a little, every once in a while. But if you have any suggestions, please, you're trying to think of a song and your mind goes blank, and there's millions of songs. And so, it's unfortunate I can't, start at 0. Playlists only start at 1. So I'm trying to get it in order to correspond with the major arcana and tarot. Check that out if you haven't already. And okay, I guess we'll move on to, we do earth or air. I think we did air signs before, or next. So where will air signs go, or should be inspired about? I don't know. No, that's not for you. Oh, here. I have the illustrations and the colors, these pinks and turquoise and, mint greens, the lavender, the yellow, the orange again. It says, no, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. So, yeah. Maybe you're just trying to go out with your friends, or even if you are with someone, your significant other, just, I guess you'll find where the boom bands are playing. Reminds me of Boom Boom Room. It's a room. Rado, I know that means journey. Sometimes I throw it on there and see if any of the runes, if they fall on any text or pictures or images, if it brings further clarity or significance to that word, or, that part of something to pay attention to. Great oats, all about the journey. Also, since it's Pertho, this means this is P and R, PR. Okay, so earth signs next. These look very earthy colors. I like those colors. You look up and down the streets, look them over with care, and some will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. Maybe don't go down some dark alleys, you know. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. Maybe you're just wanting to get away, you know, clear your head, get out of the neighborhood, get out of the city, get out of, you know, just kind of escape and just have time with someone special or by yourself even, because that can be really, really nice, especially when you get out into like nature or something, to just spend time with yourself, your own thoughts, relax and just sort of, I like going hiking myself, and sometimes you just need to, like, you know, get away for a few hours and kind of clear your head. Movement always helps with that. Just get your mind working too, in sync with things. So let's pull a rune. This is a little dish from Turkey, I think. My house is filled with Turkish antiques. My dad's an archaeologist, and earth signs. Sorry, earth archaeology. Heading straight out of town. Maybe you're going on an adventure, or yeah, maybe that would be fun. A fun Valentine's Day date to go on a scavenger hunt or an adventure, or just, you know, some sort of destination. Just wanted to say Grand Canyon, or anyways, focus. Earth signs for clarity. This is one. I forget the name of this one, but it means being in direct communication with whatever you believe, your higher self, God, angels, spirit guides, being in direct communication with the higher realm, basically. Kind of, it always reminds me of like electricity wires, and that, like, or satellite dishes. So it's kind of, if you think of it like that, maybe escaping to outer space. Maybe you just want to, like, you know, lose yourself a little bit. Or pop out of nowhere. These guys look like flamingos. Sorry, I got a little distracted by the imagery. Yeah, so this is really great. It's like using your intuition, connecting with something greater than you, yeah, listening to your instincts, listening to your gut, not going down any streets that you shouldn't, not going on a date that you don't want to go on, you'd rather just be by yourself, or maybe using your instincts to, make that move and go out, or just, have fun, whatever you want to do, but connecting, I think there's something having to do with the connection, and letting that guide you towards your discovery or archaeological quest, or, whatever. Okay. And so for water signs, welcome to my room, by the way, my bedroom. I guess we'll get a little bit intimate tonight. Yeah, that's pretty. I'll do it again, but it's opener there in the wide open air. Again, these like yellows and mints, I just really, the book is kind of all in these, but I really like them. Anyways, for water signs. Oh, we got that before. I'll try it again. Water signs. Looks very watery. Or you'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. So getting out of a rut, getting out of your routine, sitting up straight. Sorry, I tend to slouch. So maybe it's about projecting yourself well, the way that you want to be projected, and how you want others to see you, and just, stand up straight, smile, look alive, get out of your rut, even if you just want to go out and meet people, and it's not easy, but make it an adventure, make it a adventure for you. Or just, switch it up with, if you always go to the same restaurant with your husband, boyfriend, whatever, or wife, switch it up. Do something different. Go somewhere completely new, someplace completely unexpected. You always go somewhere on the Upper East Side or something. Go down to Chinatown and get dumplings, and, just see where the night goes, and let that, spontaneity, let it be the spark, and have fun, I think. This one kind of came off, so I just wanted to see what it said. And thy broom-groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor loves. The Tempest. Again, it's more yellow. If there's anything else I was going to do. I think I was actually taking notes on when I was watching things back, because there's a lot that I really just, this is still new for me too. And I don't exactly know, who's watching or anything like that. So trying to look at things from all perspectives and take into consideration, different people, different questions, I don't know what, but usually when I'm doing tarot cards, I'm just sort of having a conversation, and so I want to make sure I get out, don't steer anyone wrong if anyone's actually, really paying attention. Well, since we're talking about destinations also, maybe I will do a globe turn, and if you want to, be spontaneous and take off tomorrow and just go somewhere new or different, I might have a suggestion for you. We'll see. This is the Two of Cups and the Devil. Came out like this, so opposite. The devil is, it's about temptation. It's about sometimes like lust and, partying and rock and roll and freeing yourself from addictions, that kind of thing. And it could mean that you're kind of stuck or not, but either way, to just recognize limitations and to either, go around them or, avoid them altogether or get out of them. I think it's kind of funny that these came out together. 2 cups is soulmates or coming together, some kind of exchange. But since it's cups, it has to do with emotion and love and feelings and trying to find a comfortable situation here. It's usually 2 people coming together, like this painting. Sometimes opposite energies coming together. Just got a little bit dark in here. There we go. Opposite energies coming together, or sharing, letting there be an open exchange, which I think is important, I think, in a general sense anyways, because, the more we feel free and open to each other to exchange our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, I think that can only result in a more harmonious and understanding world, basically. But like in general, it's just like good communication, ease of communication, and it can mean soulmates or meeting someone halfway sometimes. But just, it's love. It's like 2 hearts coming together. And it says, this is the Terrace at St. Adres by Claude Monet, 1867. It's at the Met. And this says, I love you not only for what you are, but for what I am when I am with you. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. She's come up a couple times. Maybe that means something to you. I just love that they're by the seaside. It just looks so peaceful. It reminds me of in Hyde Park here in Chicago when you go out to this point. It's actually across from where I grew up, and there's a beach on either side, and it comes to a point here, and there's a cute little castle I used to take violin lessons in, and it's just so pretty, and Lake Michigan is in front of you, and there's the rock beach on one side and the sand beach on the other, and it's by where the World's Fair was held in around this time, 1891, 1880s, I don't know. And one of the buildings is still there. The architecture of the museum there, where a lot of the fair was held. It's just really, really beautiful. You should look it up if you're interested in architecture, and the Museum of Science and Industry right there on the beach. And there's Japanese gardens behind there. That'd be a really cute date place. Cherry blossom trees. I think Yoko Ono was there not too long ago to inaugurate the new renovation of the garden. But it's just really pretty. It kind of makes me think of The Devil in the White City. Here's the Devil. A book written about the time of the World's Fair, and some sort of psycho killer was on the loose, and because all these tourists were coming in, so attracting a lot of people, it was easy pickings, I guess. Maybe you're walking to a bar and it's just easy pickings for you. But yeah, the devil's sexy too. It's not always in a bad way. It can just mean someone finds you sexy or lovely or tempting, or yeah. Also, sometimes it just means saying hi, actually. Just, hey, what's up? So maybe you just need to say hi. And this is lovers smoking. So maybe you'll meet someone having, you know, a cigarette break or something. I mean, they're probably smoking hookah or something else, but lovers smoking by Thai school, 19th century, from Wat Pumin, Nan, Thailand. A man should never be ashamed to own that he has been in the wrong, which is but saying that he is wiser today than yesterday. Jonathan Swift. Even though this is more oriental looking, it reminds me, it reminds me of Turkey. That it is both Asia and Europe. So it works, but it just reminds me of a lot of the cafes and like hookah bars, and especially down by Bodrum, which is a really fun now. It's again, attracts a lot of tourists, but I went with my parents on digs, and we spent time in Bodrum when it was just a sleepy little fisherman's town, and but it's just really, really pretty. It's a great place to go vacation. So if you're needing a getaway, it's on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, and it's so pretty. And you can take a 30-minute cruise from there to Greece. So it's like really convenient if you want to do like a 2-for-1 like sort of thing, where like Greece and Turkey. But yeah, it's so nice. And this card kind of reminds me of those little cafes. And if you are blonde, you will get more attention than you ever have going to Turkey. So, you know, if you want to feel really good about yourself, go to Turkey and just soak it all in. But yeah, Turkey's gorgeous. I know a lot of things have happened there, but I hope it calms down, because it's just an amazing country. There's so many different parts of the country, completely different landscapes, from Cappadocia to Istanbul to Bodrum by the coast, and just, I don't know, it's amazing. And in Cappadocia, you can do hot air ballooning, so like highly recommended for like honeymooners or anything like that. It's gorgeous. It's just unreal lunar landscape situations. My foot's falling asleep. Yeah, this could be meeting someone you find very, very sexy, or, you know, vice versa. Because usually the devil is card 15, and 15 becomes a 6, and 6 is all about love too. So it's like, you know, devil angel kind of situation maybe. Or just, it can also mean Capricorn. So maybe you're a Capricorn, or have your, like, I don't know, you would have to check out your chart, but things to look into are Venus, the moon, your rising sign, what's going on in your 7th house, because it's the house of partnership, or Mars and Jupiter actually kind of are equally important when it comes to looking in your chart for your ideal match kind of situation. Two cups, again, a water sign, so water and earth. I think we pulled the moon here before. I have my moon in Taurus. But again, Pisces, some more water. There's 2 fish. So, again, that's like the 2 of Cups, so maybe like 2 Pisces coming together. Or just 2 water signs, or just 2 people. You know, it can be anything. Oh my gosh, we're already at an hour. All right, so was there anything else? So the Fool, the Devil, and the Two of Cups. Water. Again, adds up to an 8. So maybe Scorpio, that's the third. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, water signs. Maybe watch the water sign video that I did before. That actually, I was watching it back, it reminded me of this time when I was living in New York, and like the first year that I was there, and we were out having happy hour drinks. I think I mentioned that in my video. Having happy hour drinks at like Benny's Burritos on like 2nd Ave in the East Village, and celebrating one of my friends getting internship, her first design internship, and I had this bag that was amazing. I mean, it was just, this is like a very sad story for me to tell. It was a vintage Dior bag, and it was a magic bag. It fit everything. It was, God, I don't even know where to begin. It was, I think it was like very 80s, but like really simple at the same time. And it was this kind of distressed blue-gray leather on the front facing back, and then on the trim and the strap and like the flap was a darker leather blue, but very like muted, like denim color, both variations of like denim, and it had like two pockets here that snapped. In the middle there was a zipper, and on the front there was another pocket, and it was only about like this big, you know, like Madonna Vogue kind of thing. It was only, yeah, but it was, it fit somehow. It fit everything you could possibly need for the day to night situation, like day to happy hour. All your makeup, your wallet, your phone, your earphones, anything. It just kind of fit somehow, everything. And so I carried this bag with me everywhere. And it was perfect for like going out as well. It just kind of went with everything. It was like edgy enough with the like distressed leather, and that it could be, you know, dressed up or down, but it was simple enough as well to work either way as well. So, and it was a satchel bag, so you could either detach the strap or, you know, carry it over. So it was like day to night situation. It was just an amazing bag, and I did think about this before, I admit, that maybe I might talk about this. I'm glad I remembered, because I did do a little sketch, and it's terrible. Well, it's not terrible, but it's just like not my best. So it looked like that, and it was just, it actually, after my second internship in design in New York was at Alexander Wang, and I was riding up the elevator after lunch one day, and this was like 2009, like right after he won the CFDA, and my first job was actually to refill the water in the flowers that he got for winning the CFDA. So anyways, I was riding up in the elevator, and he popped in, and I mean, he was only on the 3rd floor, so it was like pretty short ride. He, though, asked me like, "Where did you get your bag?" Or "I love your bag," or something like that. Like, is it vintage? And I'm just like, oh my God, Alexander Wang. Yeah, it is. It's vintage, and he had some people, you know, come up later and take photos of it. So it's been an inspiring bag to more than just myself, and I don't know. It's kind of, yeah, like I don't know. I keep saying it kind of has to do with that day to night, but also like versatile, multi-versatile, like kind of could even, it's like if Dior was going to go camping, like what would these like chic Parisian women carry? You know, it's kind of like that. But you'd also see someone, you know, going off to school, like university, using as like a graduation gift or something, or someone my age, you know, 30s, just kind of wanting like a versatile bag. Anyways, it was an amazing bag, and I had it sitting right in front of me when we were getting these drinks. And no sooner had we sat down that someone came up from behind on a bicycle and pretended to like fall into our gate, and we're sitting outside on the sidewalk, and we were also like concerned about him and, are you okay? And by the time, he didn't really say anything. By the time we realized, he was like gone, and I looked down, my bag was gone, and flailing behind him on a bike down like 2nd Avenue. So, you know, if you ever see a bag, a blue distressed leather satchel bag somewhere around these villages, probably belongs to me. It was just like such a great bag. But I thought that would, I don't know. It's funny that I was thinking about that, and then was reminded that it's the 70th anniversary of Dior's new books and opening. So, yeah.